All right, we
Right.
are live with another edition of Goose Troop. Can you give me a Goose Troop, Cindy? Can you do that for me? Maybe
What
if
do
I
you want me to do?
record,
Oh,
maybe if I record you doing like a.
Goose Troop!
There you go. maybe that'll be our new. There you go. Maybe it's got us some music going here. Oh yeah.
Very good.
I love when he dances on the show, man. I think it's funny.
Yeah,
But
yeah. He likes
I know
wearing
that.
your hat,
What's that?
or your mom's hat. Your hat. He likes wearing your
Oh yeah,
hat.
the Blanche hat. And I
Yes,
can't
yes.
I can't stop from saying that. Hello, Mother Blanco. Well, anyways, I can't stop saying that. I should really. But all right, we are back with another edition of Goose Troop with the lovely Cindy and myself.
Yeah.
We are today on today's show, Cindy. I did want to talk about 7 random acts of kindness.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right.
Right up my alley. Okay.
Is it right up your alley?
I like doing that. I like doing that. People don't know,
Acts.
or yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I think only have you ever went through a drive-through or whatever and saw someone behind you and paid for their
Yes,
meal? Yeah, I've done that once. I remember doing that once.
I've probably
And
done it half a dozen times.
have you?
Yeah.
I think I first asked though. I got to be honest. I first asked. I'm like, what did the people behind me order? I go, I'd like to pay for them if they didn't order too much. I go, I'm not gonna spend $40 here. But I go, and
Yes,
she goes,
me too.
no.
Me too.
She's yeah, and I was like, she's like, what's up, guys? Spanky here.
Hi,
What's up, Spank?
Frankie.
Hey, what's up, Spank? And then she goes, we have a new time, right, Cindy? It's a new time for us now. It's a new
Yes.
time for
Yeah.
us now. We're usually on
Yeah.
at noon on Mondays, but how are you thinking about 4:30? Over the
Well,
next few
I don't
weeks, if Carl's going to be MIA for a little bit.
see
What
what
do you think
happens.
about? Yeah, and then we can do the trivia show. I thought maybe we can do the trivia show today since I missed out Saturday. And then if you want to do another trivia show with me on Mondays, we can do that as well. Why not?
Well, we'll give it a
And
try. See how it goes.
and then you see what Steve says. He gets Stanton says, "I let Goose buy my drink if he wants to." Well, Steve, no, I don't know about you, buddy. I don't know. No, but she was. And I'll be honest. I'll come clean. All right, I did this once. She was a pretty woman
Oh,
behind me, and I was like,
yeah. Now it all
naturally.
makes it all
Now
makes
it all
sense.
makes sense. Then naturally, and I saw that she was behind me. It was in the morning sometime. It was I don't know, around 6 o'clock or something like that. 6 o'clock maybe in the morning, and I was like, "What is she getting behind me?" I go, "I'd like to buy her meal for her." I go, "As long as it's not $40 or something." And then she goes, the cashier goes, "No, she's just getting coffee and a biscuit." I go, "Okay, I'll buy that." And then I drove off, and she was so happy. She caught up with me at the light there and rolled down the window, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much, thank you." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you're welcome."
Can I have your number?
Well, I mean, I would have, but you know,
He
Yes.
goes,
Yes.
thanks so much. I'm going to bring it home to my husband.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I thought. That's
Yeah.
what I
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it home to my 5 kids and my husband. Thanks a lot. No, but
Yes.
that's what I was doing. That's really what I was doing was like so it was an act of kindness, but it had there was something behind it. Whereas I was like, okay, she's a pretty woman, and I wanted to see if how much, like if she was ordering, uh 3 meals, 4 meals, or whatever it was, and drinks and all that stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay for that. That's a little excessive, but and that's what I wanted to see. So I knew that she was just ordering for herself on the way to work as well. Like, okay, she
Yeah.
was just ordering a biscuit and a coffee on her way to work. So I was like, all right,
My
but
my story's a little bit more detailed.
how's
Uh,
that?
I I was at the Popeyes on the other side of town, and I swear there was like a drug deal going on in the parking lot. These two cars pull up, and they're not getting any Popeyes. They're conversing over there by the side of the car. So when they get
Yeah.
ready to leave, I'm trying to back up so they can get through. Okay. Well, I accidentally
Hmm.
bump into something. I think it's the guy's bumper behind me. Okay. So I'm like, oh my
Oh
God, what have I
wow.
done?
Oh no.
So I wait for the guy to get out and yell at me, so he don't get out. So I just stay in my car. So then I pull up. And and then the second car tries to get through. Well, the truck blocks him. He's like, nobody else is coming through here. So when I got up to the window, I bought the guys, him and his wife's meal, because I felt so bad because I bumped into their car. And the gal goes, I've never done this before. I don't know how to do it. And I thought, well, but they figured it out. So yeah, that was one time. I thought I've not been at Popeyes again. So yeah, I don't know.
Who's knocking?
So she destroyed their car.
No.
What is that? Someone's knocking.
That was Chester.
Oh, okay.
It's not me. It's not on my end.
So she wrecked their car and then bought them dinner.
And then just bought it. So that's like her act of kindness. And she shrugged me. Remember, she was giving me the eye about buying for a cute woman, and then he bumped the lady's car.
No, it was a man. It was a truck, a big truck. So I don't know that I was going so slow. I probably didn't do nothing, but I was waiting for him to get out and say, I need your license and registration. I need something from the lady, but he never did. So I thought, oh, thank you, baby Jesus.
There's something else we took from Braid. We not only took dancing from him, but we took baby Jesus from him.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so here's one that I thought is nice, okay? But it's simple. It's so simple, and I wish more people would do it, to be honest. All right. You ever just like smiled at someone? Just gave them a smile. If they said something funny, maybe chuckled a little bit and smiled at them. Like, because I've done that several times where I was like, you can bump my truck and buy me Popeyes.
Steve's truck might fall apart, though. He's
what in the world is that picture? What? Get that picture off the screen, please. Please get that off the screen. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, for love of. Oh, I don't even want to see that again. Buy the lady a drink. I mean, well, thank you. Good afternoon, evening, Amanda. Thank you for joining us on a special edition of Goose Troop. I would say, right, a special time. Whereas we usually do it at noon, it's now 4:30, and we do it because we do it at noon because of Carl's, he's got a busy family life. So, and he's going to be off for a few more weeks, right? Is that my understanding from the group?
This week and next week for sure. This week and next week, I interpreted it. So
yeah,
he was having family come. Family was coming to his house today, and next week he's going to his brother's.
Oh, okay.
St. Louis.
His brother lives in St. Louis. He said. So I was wondering have you ever just smiled or maybe laughed at something someone, you ever heard someone say? And I've done that several times where I was like in line. Actually, the other day I was in line and this lady was talking to the cashier and, buying her groceries. And I had to stand in line. And I was like, and she said something funny to the cashier. And I was like, I chuckled a little bit. I go, yeah, you're pretty funny. I go, that's pretty funny. And so, and she like thanked me. She thanked me again. She was like, well, thank you for your smile. I'm like, no, it was a funny story. I appreciate it. I go, it made my morning. And
she really looked at him and said, stay out of my business.
Stay out of my business, you nosy ass.
My business, you nosy ass.
You nosy ass midget. Get the hell out of here, you nosy ass midget.
Yeah. I was in line at Walmart a few weeks ago, and these people's card wouldn't work. They had over $200 worth of stuff. They're running the debit card, they're running the credit card. Nothing's working. They get out of line and they call whoever their banks, and the bank says, "Oh, go ahead and do it."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm standing there. After a while, my back's hurting, my legs are hurting. And then the lady behind them got checked out, and that was a two-party thing. So then instead of they said to the lady, she says, can we get right back in line, So, of course, they're getting right in front of me, And then the funny part was, well, the cards still don't work. I finally get my turn. And this lady comes over, and she's singing some kind of song about Jesus, And I says, I really need to see that. I hear that. I said, just keep on singing. I says, because I've been praying here for a while. It was great.
I've been praying for my turn. I mean, you keep.
I've been praying. Yeah, the register. It was funny.
Did they find that funny, or was it like offensive to them?
Oh yeah, yeah. No. I don't know. I don't know. They had moved away, but me and the cashier laughed. That lady came over singing. She had to hit some kind of code to wipe theirs out, and I said, "Yeah, I've been praying right along here." Yeah, they all. And then the best part, when I'm leaving, they're walking out in the parking lot. They don't have anything. Whatever happened, that didn't go through for them. Kind of feel bad for them, but yeah, yeah.
No, there have been times where I've done that as well, where I see someone buy. Like I said, I'm not gonna pay for your groceries. I'm not that nice, not that generous. But
No.
like if I see a few things, and they don't have enough money for it. Like I saw these two kids, right? Like they were just getting like candy and pop or whatever, and they didn't have enough money. And the cashier goes, "Okay, you owe this much money." And I whipped out a few dollars. I'm like, "Here you go, guys." And I paid for that. I don't mind doing that.
I had a lady buy my groceries one time.
Wow.
It wasn't a ton of stuff, probably about $40 worth of stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't know her from Adam, huh? Didn't know her from Adam.
No. She said, "Ma'am, I want to buy your stuff," and I'm like, "What? What?"
You don't have to do that.
No, you don't have to do that.
Oh my God, I must be dressed like hell. She. Oh my God, how bad am I dressed?
Why does he always take the opposite spin? Why must he always take the opposite spin?
Maybe she thought I was hungry, Ray. What do you think?
She thought Cindy was hungry and indigent, so she bought her meat.
Poor woman. That woman needs a meal. Let me buy her some stuff. Oh my God.
The other thing, several other things here is, have you ever just sat with someone, to talk, like near someone, or like I did this once. It was up in Chicago at a Sam's Club or something. Where you get like pizza. You can get like pizza and whatever they got there, some snacks or whatever. Amanda says, I used to do that, but now you have people so rude and think they are entitled. Well, that's true. That's true. You get those people as well. But you're sitting there, and then they actually sat next to me, and then we actually had conversations, and I actually had a conversation with them and a couple, and I was like, yeah, we'll talk. I got to know where they're from, and they were from the Chicago area and have married for how many years, 10 years, whatever, and they got my short version of my story, and so we just sat and talked while we ate lunch together. Have you ever done that? You ever done like where you're just sitting
everywhere, everywhere I go? I got that gift from my grandpa. He said he never met a stranger, and I'm kind of like that too. It ain't too long. I'll find out something about somebody. So,
these are just kind acts that you can do on a daily basis, or maybe just once, maybe not on a daily basis, but on every once in a while you can do. Like if you smile or laugh at someone's funny joke or quip that they got. It says here, smiling can help relieve stress, elevate mood, and help people feel more positive. And the same goes for like if you sit down with someone, like I sat down with that couple, because there wasn't much, to be honest, there wasn't much seating there, at Sam's Club when I was having my little pizza or whatever. So they were kind of forced to sit. I was the only one at the table, and it sits like maybe, 4 people on each side. So they sat next to me at the end there. Well, not next to me, but at the end, on the opposite end. And then we ended up talking. So it was like, so that, again, it did brighten my mood a little bit. I'm like, hey, I just wanted a quick lunch. We were working out in that area, and I was like, I just want a quick lunch. And they sat down. We ended up talking. It was only like 20 minutes. I finished my pizza and my tea, and then I left after the conversation. So I thanked them. I said, well, thank you for sitting next to me and talking with me. I really appreciate it. It made my day.
No soda.
Will you stop with the soda, please? Will you ever end that nonsense, please?
When it ends.
When I stop drinking it?
Yes.
I like when you go, yeah, you don't drink it unless you're drinking it.
Yes, I've stopped here. 2 weeks later, I stopped again.
Yeah. It's like quitting smoking, right? I mean, I had a cigarette on the way over here to my brother's. Well, I haven't smoked since. since I've been at my brother's house. So
You quit it. You quit again. You quit
I
again.
quit
He
again.
quits all the time.
I quit when I go to sleep. I quit when I'm at work.
Right. Right.
Quit what I'm doing. No, it's just all these things, all these little things, like we said, we mentioned, sitting down with people and just talking with them, strangers, or buying someone's groceries, like someone bought for you, or
Yeah.
buying the person behind you their biscuit and coffee, or all acts of kindness that
After you ran
show.
into him,
What's that?
after you ran into him, it's a good.
Oh, Cindy. So nothing ever came of that though. Like they didn't take your license, and then you didn't get
No.
notified like a week later, 2 weeks
No.
later. Oh, okay. Well,
No.
that's good.
They were
'Cause
busy
you're
eating the chicken. They didn't have time.
This is finger looking good, man. This is some good chicken. This is some good
Yeah.
chicken. I can forget all about that scratch on
Oh,
my
damn,
bumper.
that girl that hit our car, right? She took off.
But she bought us.
We were eating the cooking. We were eating the chicken. We didn't even see her.
She
Bam.
left.
Right. That was a distraction. They got him busy.
Well, it worked, didn't it? It worked.
Yeah, it worked. As far as I
mean,
know.
You spent $20-$30 on some chicken, but it worked.
Yeah.
All right. So these are all acts of kindness that you can do, right? That would help, like it says, relieve stress, alleviate mood, and help people feel more positive. These are just things that you can do that like maybe you and I have done. People have done. It'd be interesting to see what Steve has done. What act of kindness Steve has done.
Yeah.
Aaron Dilly in the chat room says, my son helped a little old crippled woman load groceries in her car. Was that my mom? Was that my mom that you helped? Okay. Well, that's an act of kindness that goes. That's one of the things I was going to mention. Have you ever helped someone load something in a car like Aaron's son did? You ever help someone just load something in the car? Like maybe they were like, I see that all the time, like especially if I'm at Meyer. I see, they have like the pop or the big water bottle things, like the 40 pack of water bottles. I'm like, ma'am, can I get that for you? I don't mind getting that for you if you want me to. And I'll load it in your car for you because I'm usually walking in when I see it. And I'm like, and she goes, oh, yeah, thank you. That helped me a lot. So I'm usually grabbing it and I go, where would you like it to set me? Where would you want me to set this? And I set it in the back there. And they usually like, oh, just in the back or on the floor. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. She says, well, that's something that, is something that's small, but an act of kindness. And, for that moment, when you bought them chicken, even though you bumped the car, and for that moment when you sat with people and like you said, you have you have that type of personality where people can talk with you. I know that when we met, the first day that we met, I sat with you and talked with you. So, and that's how we got started.
Yeah.
But those little acts of kindness goes a long way to someone's day, or maybe because you don't know what people go through, right? You don't really know what people go through or their situations.
You're right. You're right.
That doesn't cost a damn thing to smile or chuckle at someone's little corny joke or, help someone load a water bottle in their car. That doesn't cost a thing, man. It's mere moments, or have a stranger sit next to you and you talk with them. That's nothing. What is that really? So these little acts of kindness. All right. Not only that, have you ever helped someone load? I've helped people load groceries in people's cars. Oh, Steve, please get rid of that picture. I don't want to see Steve. Please, Ray, get rid of it, please.
That's what he was wearing when he helped him.
Oh my God.
That's what he was wearing. He walks up and goes, hey, do you need some help loading your car?
Oh, please
Let me help.
Please get rid of that picture for the love of God.
Oh my God.
Please do not show that again. That is disgusting.
He's not naked.
Oh God.
That's his profile picture on Facebook.
Oh my God. Why in the hell would you have a Okay, that's a different show for that time.
Yeah.
That's a different time, different show, Steve. We're kind of on. I'd be interested in to know what Steve did as an act of kindness, and not sit at in a elementary school handing out candy to kids or something. I mean, what the?
Well, he was eating his chicken.
He was eating his chicken. Was that Was that the guy you bought for? Was that the guy you hid and bought for?
I don't think so, but you never know. Well, he was with a woman, so I kind of doubt it was Steve. You never know.
Yeah, well, true. I mean, but yeah.
No, usually I'm more on the receiving end of that. Every time somebody sees, that I have a cane, they're always helping me. So I'm always appreciative of that. One time I had my change purse spilled all over the ground. There's probably like 30 coins down there. The guy that was picking up the carts, he come over and picked it all up and gave it to me. So that was nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. No, I think these are all acts of just kindness. That doesn't take much of your time, really, and
No.
just giving someone that obviously, your full attention. Like maybe they've had a rough day, or maybe some issues going on, and you just speak with them. I spoke with a friend not too long ago for about an hour and a half. I just sat and listened to her. I just sat and listened. So I was giving her my full attention. And oh my God, why do I have to see that picture? I did request not to see that, didn't I? I did request not to see that again.
Yeah.
And then
That's just you're gonna see it more often now.
I know.
Oh, snap.
Oh, please, Ray, please. I'm begging you, stop with that. Please. I can't take the picture. But no, I just sat and spoke with her and just gave her my full attention and was like, yeah, I'll just sit and listen to you. You're going through a rough time, so I'll sit and listen. But have you ever done that where you just sat and listened, and sat and listened to someone? Sat and listened.
Yeah. I went to this one guy would not show up for work sometimes, so I'd call him on the phone and say, "Hey, how come you ain't here, man?" And I talked to him for a while. But when I went, little did I know that when I went to his father's funeral a while after that, his couple members of his family said, "Oh, you're Cindy." She says, "You've been so helpful to our son," and I was like, "Well, what did I do?" I just called him on the phone a couple times. You never know. You never know what you'll do to help somebody. Just a little something.
Exactly. And they appreciated that, and I'm sure, obviously, their son did as well. So that small act that you did, like you said, call him a few times, just spoke with him. I mean, helped him and helped the family as well. So it doesn't take much of your time. It's not like it just doesn't take much to make someone else smile. You know what I mean? Acts of kindness. Oh, here's another one. Have you ever thanked military personnel at any time? If you're standing in line, maybe you're at a grocery store, whatever you're at, McDonald's, whatever. And have you ever thanked? Oh, for gosh sakes, man!
He's just trying to thank our military personnel, Goose.
For the love of Pete, man, please, I'm begging you.
That is not a uniform. That is no uniform of any military I've ever seen.
That's a military of a deranged sicko. Oh, for the love of Pete, man, how do I get that to stop? Please. How do I get it to stop?
You have to go in there and unplug your brother. That's the only way that's going to stop. Oh, God.
Oh, for the love of Pete. That's the most false statement Amanda Kluge has ever said. That is the most inaccurate statement Amanda has ever said.
Steve, that's probably the nicest thing. That's probably the nicest thing she's ever said about him.
Yeah. Here I am trying to do a nice, kind show of kind acts of kindness, and they're giving me ridiculous nonsense. This is what happens. You know what I mean, Cindy? All right. Yeah. Have you ever just thanked a military personnel, or thanked maybe a police officer, or what have you, a fire department, a fireman, or fire personnel? I have as well. There's been many times where actually I was in maybe some buddies of what's that, Cindy?
Amanda said that was not a compliment.
No, I didn't say it was a compliment. I said it was the most inaccurate statement you've ever put out there. That's what I said. That's the most inaccurate statement. That's what I said. But no, I did. I remember seeing military personnel walk in, several of them. And I was like, you know what, guys, I'd like to buy all of your meals. And then we were at like a McDonald's or something, maybe like a Hardee's or something. And we would meet my buddies, and I was like, and then they did too. My buddy said, yeah, we'd like to buy their meals too. And then we all pitched in and bought their meals, and they were so appreciative of that. And I was like, no, we appreciate what you guys do for us on a daily basis. We appreciate that. I go, us buying a meal for you is nothing compared to what you guys do for us every day. And they were so, oh my God, they were so respectful. I was like, oh my God, how can I get rid of that picture? Please, Ray, I'm begging you, please, dude.
He's
Please.
saying he's saying that he said something nice. I can't help that you don't like him saying nice things to people, but I thought I'd share it
No, please
on
don't.
the show.
Please don't. I can read the comments. I don't need it posted. I really don't. If I see a good comment, I'll bring it up. But I will promise I'll bring it up.
Hi,
Hey,
Holly.
Holly. We met
Nice to
Holly
meet
the other
you.
day, right? We met Holly the
Yeah,
other
very
day.
nice.
She was a very nice lady, pretty cool lady.
Yeah.
From the few moments I spoke with her, she seemed
Yes,
really
very
nice,
nice.
really cool, down to earth lady. But Pete, I think Steve. Amanda says, I think Steve cause he is what I thank Steve because he is the reason why there is a hole in
Uh,
oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, for the love of Pete. Why do I look at that screen? I gotta stop looking at that screen. All right. All right. Have you ever thanked military personnel? Yes, we both have. And is there a story that you have where you thanked a military personnel?
well, sometimes I used to do passports at the post office, and a couple of times I bought their pictures, for a
Oh, you
couple of
did?
service.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Oh, wow. And I bet they were here's what I've noticed. They're always real respectful and real appreciative of everything even if you say thank you to them. Like you're walking down the street and you say, hey, thank you for your service, and you shake their hand. They're always extremely respectful and
yeah,
appreciative of whatever you say to them. I was like, no, it's thank you guys for doing what you do.
right,
So
right.
yeah, without them, we couldn't do what we do. All right, so yeah, we spoke about give someone your full attention, buy someone a meal, smile or laugh at their jokes, right? We've also said sit with someone new at lunch, or in my case it was a lunch, but yeah, these are all acts of just kindness that you can do. That doesn't take much of your time or cost anything to you. Um, have you ever left a note of encouragement on someone like a colleague's desk or maybe the person behind you in line or whatever, you ever left maybe your waiter, your waiter or waitress? I had left notes to them saying, hey, you did a really good job. I appreciate what the service I got here. I've done things like that, like, hey, you did a really nice job, I really appreciate it, you're really good at your job. I've left those notes. But have you ever done
Well,
anything where you
not
left a note to someone?
for safe. I don't think I've done that. I might have sent someone a text or something,
Mm-hmm.
like that, but or maybe go to the Facebook page of the restaurant and say something nice on there. What happened, while I was in there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't recall writing it, like some people. Well, sometimes I think I've written it on the uh, your receipt, the one you got to sign. You could put a smiley
Mhm.
face or a little short note or something. Yeah.
That's the one I like. There you go. That's a nice one. That's a nice comment, a nice picture to boot. That's something
Yeah.
that's nice. All right. All right. So yeah, okay, leave a note of encouragement. I've done that a couple times where I'm like, hey, tremendous service. You did a great job. You're really good at your job. Um, and what does Holly say here? Holly says here, my mom always taught me to smile at people because it can always turn some day around, somebody's day around. Yeah, you're exactly right, Holly. You're exactly right. That does turn people's day around. You know what? It brightens their mood. Like I said, it relieves stress, and it just positive. It's always positive outlook on that, on what you do to someone, even just smiling or laughing at someone's jokes. Aaron says here, I've taught my son and nephews that the most important words you will ever learn are yes, ma'am, and sir. You know what? Yeah, true. I agree with that, Aaron. But here's the situation that I ran into one time, though, is I was like, okay, it's a situation I ran into, right? Because I'm always saying yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. And then so I ran into, I'm like, oh, thank you, sir. I go, appreciate it. I go, thank you, sir. And he goes, don't call me sir. I work for a living. I go, but I don't know your name. I go, what would you call me? And he goes, I'd call you by your name. I go, so what's my name? And it turned quickly. You know, that conversation turned quick. And I go, so what's my name? He goes, well, I don't know
Yeah.
your name. I go, well, I don't know your name, sir. And to call you sir would be a sign of respect. So I don't know your name. And whereas you don't know mine. So you would
Yeah.
address me as sir. And the guy got all
Now he's
offended.
stressed.
I'll be back.
He got all offended. I was like, I don't know your name, sir, which is why I'm calling you sir. It's a sign of
Yeah.
respect. I mean, right now I'd like to call you asshole, which is what you're being.
Mm.
But
I used
yes,
to-
that turned a different way than what I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, thank you, sir, appreciate that. And he goes, well, don't call me sir. I'm like, I don't know your name, jackass. You don't know mine.
Look what Steve says.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
Steve says, make a nice comment on someone's Facebook profile picture. He's right.
No, I can't. No, that does not count, Steve. That does not count. We're talking acts of kindness on a more
Put someone
personal
in a
level.
good mood.
Oh, for the love of Pete. Do you think anybody wants a comment from him? Seriously, do you think anybody wants a comment from him and his nonsense?
I feel like making a comment on his Facebook profile pic.
No, I know. I really don't. I have no desire. I have no desire to do that. None. Irene says good. Irene's also in there, and she says you can't call them that without repercussions. Yeah, but if you don't know the person's name, like if we never met, Irene, I would call you ma'am or like a dear or something like that. I don't know your name, so how else am I supposed to address you?
it's hard
you
though.
wouldn't know my name.
Yeah.
How you wouldn't know my name? And like I asked the guy, I go, you don't know my name, sir. I go, so how else are you going to address me? And I don't know.
I used to work the window downtown, and some people didn't mind if you called them hon or sweetheart,
Yeah.
just trying to be nice, But I
Mhm.
had one lady tell me, "Don't you call me that?" And I tried my best, but just kind of part of my makeup, But then I had this other gentleman come through, and I think I called him hon and sweetheart, and he goes, "Hell, it ain't even my birthday. And I got a honey and a sweetheart." And I just laughed. It was so funny when he said that.
You see, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
but-
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So these acts of kindness always, like I said, like with my experience and just the experience that you just told there, it doesn't always end well, but it won't, discourage me from doing them. It won't ever discourage me from doing them. I still, thank people or call them, whatever, and I just kind of wanted to shut the guy up. I was like, you don't know my name, sir. I don't know yours. I was just being polite, and what you're doing is being rude. So
Right.
yeah, Corey says hello. I say hello back, Corey. Although rather rudely, you said hello. We got like I said, Holly's in there. We got Irene in there. Corey, Aaron is in there as well. Steve Reno is in there. Jason is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holly
Jason
said the
said,
same thing. Yeah, don't call him hon, Yeah.
I don't call
Depends.
people hon. I usually call them dear. Like, well, thank you, dear. I think that's because as a man, I don't think I can call a strange woman honey or babe. You know what I mean? That's maybe inappropriate in today's day and age. But I always call them, well, thank you, dear. I appreciate that. It's not like I'm calling them babe or anything like that. So I think in today's age, you got to be like what Jason is saying. Got to be careful with that nowadays. With all the different gender identities, you may be trying to be polite, but you could inadvertently insult them in the process. Yeah, that's true, Jay. That's true, Jay. I agree. But it really wasn't. I mean, that's that. Oh, for the love of Pete, how do I get rid of that? Oh, for the love of Pete, I can't take it anymore. He's driving me nuts. All right, so. All right. So another thing is, have you ever helped someone pick up a mess that maybe, like you said, you dropped coins and someone helped you pick up the coins? Have you ever helped someone pick up, like maybe they dropped something, you helped them pick something? Like you said,
if I'm able to,
yeah.
if I'm
Yeah.
able, yeah.
Yeah, I think I had a restaurant, and then I forget what it was. Yeah, like restaurant where the waitress had dropped a bunch of stuff, and I helped her pick up the plates or whatever, and and I helped her clean up a little bit, and then she was very thankful, appreciative of it, and I was like, yeah, of course, and I went about my business. I didn't stick around. I wasn't trying to hit on her or nothing. I was just doing something, an act of kindness. I
Oh,
wasn't trying to hit on her. I just was helping her pick up, and I left. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, Steve. I can't. There's only so much of that guy I can tolerate. Really, there's only so much of that guy I can. Oh, for the love of Pete, how do I get rid
That
of
must,
that?
that outfit must have came out on after I left, Steve, because I sure didn't see that outfit at the Blue Margarita. I did
Yeah.
not.
Oh, for the love.
No,
Would you want to see that outfit? I mean, is that something you're
no,
desiring to
no,
see? I mean,
no, no, no,
that's
no.
another thing I do too, Corey. That's something else I was going to talk about as well on here. And Corey says I always open and hold doors for people. I do the same thing. That's something I just wanted to talk about on here as well. It's further down on the list, but I'll jump to that now. Have you ever had someone open a door for you or hold the door for you again?
All the time, all the
Yeah.
time.
And I think that's so. Again, it's an act of kindness that doesn't take much of your time, doesn't cost anything at all for you to do. Um,
Yeah.
Jason says, "No, I'm glad I missed the party." Well, you didn't miss much, buddy. But by the time I got there, everyone had their checks coming and everyone was gone. But everyone was
I
leaving.
had
But
a good time. Well, I had a good time. I have to say one thing though about the margaritas. I thought the shorter ones had more alcohol in them than the taller ones that I've had there. Seemed like
oh,
I
is that
could
right?
taste more. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe it's the same amount, like you say. I
Well,
think
she
it might be the
knows.
same amount. Yes, I am an expert, bud.
he always
But
brings
it
that up.
seems like it's the same amount. I think they just put more slushy stuff, and they put the same amount of
Mhm.
alcohol in either drink. You know.
Well, they use the premix stuff on the bigger ones. The premix stuff that has that
Yeah.
the thing that circles. Yeah, those containers. Yeah, so they use that. I know that they use that for some of the bigger ones, or But then I think they make their own margaritas on the smaller ones and such. Because I've seen that where they make their, they kind of make it. They just dump the whiskey or the tequila but some of them don't use like triple sec or anyways. I don't want to do a show about margaritas. Maybe we'll do that another day. But
Well, but I've been in places. If you drink, you say if you have more than two margaritas, you're going to third margarita. Sometimes the waiter goes like, "Oh, okay, this one can drink," and they seem like they get excited about it for some reason. I don't know.
huh.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. All right. Well, what time did it start? Actually, what time did you guys actually get out there? And what time did
Five
you actually
30.
get out? Oh, you guys got out there at 5:30.
5:30.
See, I didn't get off work. I don't usually get off work till 6, but Bruce and I stayed a little bit later, and then I ran him home. And then he was talking to me, about some things that he had going on. So when I dropped him off, we were talking a little bit, and then luckily, I was just gonna go home. I went home, and I was like, and then you guys kept texting me. It was like, hey, come out, and I'm like, all right, I'll come out for a little bit. I'll come out for a little bit.
You
And then I
sound
did, but
like
by the time I got there, you guys had your checks. Remember, they were handing out the checks, and like
yes.
I was the new one at the table, and they saw that, but I never got waited on. Like they never said, "Hey, can I get you something to drink? Can I get you something to eat?" I was like, "Oh my god!"
Who is it on the Peanuts commercial that does all the little psychiatry for 5 cents? Is that Lucy or who is it?
And that's Lucy. Yeah, that's
Yes,
Lucy.
that was Goose, I guess. Saturday night, he had his little shingle out, taking in listening to everybody's problems.
And boy, wasn't I? Oh yeah, wasn't I? But
Yeah,
and
Lucy.
it's
Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah,
so now you're referring to me as Lucy. I mean, you don't think
Lucy.
you don't think Blanche was bad enough? Now you want to refer to me as Lucy? You want to double down? Do you?
Sure.
You want to double down on the
Well,
comments?
what did I call you the one time? Were you Thelma or Louise? I was trying to remember. Yeah.
No, you said I was some dude in the back, sitting in the back seat, and I
Well,
think you called
you
Carl.
were the one that said it first. You go. We talked about doing another show being Thelma and Louise, and you go,
Yeah,
"Why do you always want to dress me as a woman?" And then I said, "Well, you could be the good-looking guy in the back seat, but you always assume you were going to be the woman in the first part."
because you always make me out to be the woman. I mean, what the hell? You want me to be Blanche? You want me to be Lucy? I mean, what the hell? And then you wanted us to dress like someone else. Like you want us to dress like someone else. I was like, Carl and I did it once, all right. And then
Oh my God.
That's why Carl and I were like, well, why don't we dress like Three Stooges or something? Have you dress like a dude?
I
I
only
mean, help
gave up
us
the
out.
suggestion. I gave up the suggestion, and you went with it. So you're on your own.
Well, it was funny. I mean, Carl went
It
with it.
was a
I went
good
with
time.
it. It
I
was
enjoyed
funny.
it. Yeah,
We'll do
it was
something like
fun.
that again around Halloween. I think we'll do something like that again, but let's not be Blanche, Dorothy, and Rose. But you know what I did enjoy was your stories that you told us as Rose, like
Oh
this
yeah, yeah, yeah,
with the
yeah,
Oreo cookie. Yeah, I thought that was
yeah,
funny. But I
yeah.
can't believe she actually told that story. But so I guess after this show, right, we're just gonna do a quick little trivia show, right? We're gonna do a quick
Right.
trivia show. So all right, hold on. I was thinking, I wanted to start a part series actually, Cindy, of I don't know if I mentioned this to you but the other day, but I want to do a 4-part series of the trivia, right? Because throughout the year, you gotta theme it. You gotta come up with so many different trivia. But I wanted to do where it was music based, like I mentioned before, like, and you said, well, maybe mix in some country, maybe mix in some different styles of music. And I was like, hey, you're right. So that's what my 4-part series was going to be. Was like one show I'll do country, one show I'll do rock, another show I'll do rap that we all know rap songs that we all know. So that was my thing is like I wanted to do things like that, and then poppy songs as well. So I wanted to do a 4-part series on that. Was Aaron saying I ever pulled over and helped someone change a tire? Yeah, well, no, I
You
don't think
know,
I've ever done that. I don't know that I've ever done that, Aaron. I don't. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever. And then that kind of scares me, to be honest. That type of stuff would always scare me. Like if I see someone stranded or something, because I don't know, who they call or who they got. Maybe they got AAA or whatever the case may be. But that stuff always scares me because I just don't want, what I mean. I don't want it really to get that involved in it, and plus it's dangerous to do that nowadays. You know what I mean? It's just dangerous to do. But have you ever done that where you pulled over and said, how can I
I
help
did
you?
that happened to me probably within the last month or 2 months. I was headed out to Myers, and I'm in the turn lane, and it says I got gas in the car, but it won't start. And
Hmm.
three gentlemen come up to my car. God bless them. And the guy says, everybody's honking and probably MFing me, get moving, lady, The guy says, did you call anybody to come and get your car? And I said, I'm trying to figure out, I don't know what to do. I said, I think I'm just low on gas. So the three of the guys, across the highway out there, they pushed me across the street to the gas station. I mean,
Oh
I'm trying
wow.
to thank them. I'm trying to thank them. Heck, they turned and went on their way. But
On the
man,
way,
I
yeah.
couldn't have been three of the nicer people ever.
No, really, because
Yeah.
they weren't looking for anything in return. They were just
No,
trying to
nothing.
help you. And
Nothing.
that's one thing I did
Yeah.
too. That reminds me of a story too. I did that for once. I saw this one guy trying to push this car, right? And I was like, okay, I'll jump out and help push this car, near the gas station there, because they were just trying to get to the gas station or something. And it was a woman, by herself there, I think. And I didn't really look in the car, but I saw she was behind the wheel. So I was like, okay, I'll help push it. I'll help this guy push.
Yeah.
And then I remember some other guys got out of their car and they started helping. So we pushed it to
That's
the
very nice. I was
yeah.
very impressed.
And then
Yeah.
afterwards we all left. We all just left. And
Yeah.
that might have been her husband because he was like thanking everybody. He's like, thanks guys, because he was the one that left. So that might have been her husband or date or whatever. And then we all just left, got back in our cars and left. Like, so it's not like we were looking for anything. Just like those guys weren't really looking for anything in return. They just did it to be nice.
Yeah.
Another act of kindness. Yeah, right. Another act of kindness, which doesn't, which I think, which, you know what? I would say years ago, I would say I saw that more often than I do now. You think that's an accurate statement? I think I've
Yes.
seen acts of kindness years ago, more so
Well, a
than I
lot of
do.
if someone's pulled over at the side of the road now, you assume they have a phone and they've probably called someone. Where in the years ago, someone would jump out, get out and jump start their car, or try to help them, or you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? And nowadays 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 I think the kindness that they do now, like what I'm seeing now here is like it says, have you ever posted see, I have a funny feeling about this. I kind of, it's like a double-edged sword for me. Yeah, they're doing something nice, but you're putting it up on a YouTube feed or a TikTok feed. It says, have you ever done something nice for someone but then posted it? So to me, that's like a double-edged sword. We're like, okay, you're really wanting something out of it. Why are you posting this?
Yeah.
That that you helped someone push their car or that you paid for their groceries. Why do you need to publicize that? You're kind of taking away
Right.
from the
Right.
act of kindness that you're doing. For
Yeah.
me, I mean, do you feel the same way? That's kind
I
of
feel
in
the
a
same.
way,
Yeah. Yeah. I do. I do. I
it's taking
agree.
away what you're doing. The act of kindness. You want recognition for that? Like that's the part that always got me is like you don't need recognition for smiling at someone or laughing at their nonsense jokes, their silly jokes, or giving the kid a dollar so he can pay for his soda. I'm like, you don't
Yeah.
need recognition for that, man. You do it because you want to,
Right.
not because you need recognition. So in that case, I think there's a lot of that I'm seeing. I guess acts of kindness always happen, but it comes with something like, oh, I want to post this, that I did this. You know what I mean? I guess I'm seeing more of that, I would say. It was, oh, let me
Well,
film
I
this.
read that she she would see where someone else posted this something that someone else did nice, and
Mhm,
I could see that because just
mhm.
kind of let you know that there's still some decent people out there.
Yeah. See, but
Yeah.
that's something different, though. That's something
I know
different.
it's different than
Yeah.
what you're saying, but I'm just saying
If you
that
did something nice
I
and
could
I
go along
recorded
with
it,
that.
yeah, I agree, Cindy. I agree. That I can go along with. If you did something nice and I was recording, I'm like, oh wow, look what this nice lady did for this other person. And then I posted it. Well, that's something different because it's not you that's wanting the glory from doing that act. It was
Right.
me showing, wow, what a nice person this is, and
Yeah.
we need more of that. And like, I want to do what Holly said here. I want to show what Holly said here is, had a flat tire on interstate on way home to Benton, Illinois. There was part of interstate, no signal. Thank God for a dad who made me change a tire. It just sucked. It was like 100 degrees, and it was dressed up, and I was dressed up. I was more scared of the semis flying by. Yeah, I would be too. I would be too. But yeah, I would be too. But again, oh, for the love of Pete. No, thank you, Steve. No, thank you, Steve. Not interested in what you got to say. Not really. If that's what you're wearing, not interested. Can I ask you, why does he think that's an outfit that he needs to post on his Facebook page? Like that,
I
why
don't.
is that his
I don't
photo
know.
that he's got on there? Oh, for the love
Yeah.
of Pete. I don't really want to know the answer. I really didn't want to know the answer. I really didn't care. But no, so to me it was like, okay, you're doing it to get recognition. And that's not
Yes.
why you should do those kind acts of kindness. You know what I mean? That's
Then another thing you think is it staged? If they're taking
yes,
fame on
yeah.
their own self.
Is it
Yeah.
fake? Yeah, is it fake, or do they know this person? Yeah, some of those TikTok or some of those YouTube videos, it does come across as being fake. Like it was all
Yeah.
staged, like where the mom comes out of the bedroom, and it's like, okay, you had her come out, and you staged this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, how phony can you be? And you just want recognition for something phony and for something, it's I don't know. All right, and then here he says, Corey says, I made both my kids change the tire on their car when they started driving. Well, that's something good. That's something I did too. I think that thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Um, again, I
You
think
know,
that's
Steve, Steve's not doing that, right?
no.
He
It's
does
my
it.
way
He
of
does.
saying Ray, that's enough. I've had it with that nonsense that you're doing. That's my way
Yeah.
of saying, hey, knock that bullshit off. Oh, thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. For the love
Mm.
of Pete. Uh, All right, so like those random acts of kindness, like you said, nowadays on TikTok or on YouTube, it seems more staged. You know what I mean? Like why are you one? Why are you filming this to get recognition? Two, is it staged? Is it just an act? So
Yeah.
and getting on what Corey says, what I wanted to touch on a little bit. What Corey was saying was teaching kids how to change your tire, how to change the oil, or like what Holly was saying as well. Like she had a flat tire on the interstate, and then she changed the tire. But those are things that you had to learn, right? Those are things that was taught to us at a young age. And I think that's something that's lost as well. Not only, acts of kindness, random acts of kindness that we see few and far between, if not being filmed, but things like that nature, like teaching, like Corey said, he taught his kids how to change a tire or how to change oil. It's like those things are lost today. I feel like those type of things are lost today. What are your opinions and thoughts on that as well? Have you seen less and less of that?
Oh yeah. I even in the realm of cooking, I
Yeah.
don't know that how much of people are teaching their kids to cook. Just here you go. Here's the microwave. Go ahead and warm it up. Or we're
Yeah.
going out to dinner. Or we're going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, and that's another thing I noticed is like when I was doing the mold and mildew remediation company business with Ray Ray, is because I was in their homes and taking care of some issues they had or whatever, but I would see like their kids would come down from the stairs or maybe wherever they were, from the bedroom, and they would grab their plates or whatever, and they'd go back and play their video games or pounce on their computer or whatever, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? They're not eating as a family anymore. And I was really just like taken back by it, like, oh wow, that doesn't happen anymore. But I remember growing up, and I'm sure that you do too as well. I remember growing up and that, my mom would say, hey, all right, she had this big dining room table and that we'd all sit down and eat, I mean, there was several times where we did go our separate ways, but for the most part,
Yeah.
we all sat down and ate together, you know?
It, that's how we were, and then that's how my dad kept us. He would have Sunday meals,
Yeah.
and we would all come over. Hey, what are you having today, Dad? And that was pretty cool. I like that. We don't get together like that. Once around the holidays, birthdays, some another here and there, but not like we used to.
Hmm.
So but that's because Dad's gone now, so
Yeah.
someone else
Yeah.
taking it on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. Holly says you need to. I am so shocked with that these kids don't know today. Like I'm still in shock. Young adults 25 and under did not learn cursive. That, well, that's true. But then what they had that well, that's true. And that's another thing is like, well, it kind of gets off topic what we were talking about. But thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Um, he's doing the oh snap to everything we say. Oh snap,
Oh God,
everything we say.
did he tell a dirty joke? Oh my God.
No, 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 please, not that type of show. Um, and
Jason thinks
Aaron,
you're in love with somebody named Pete. So
what's that?
Jason thinks you're in love with somebody named Pete.
I'm in love with someone named Pete. I don't know who this Pete is, but Goose obviously loves him. Been saying it all show. No, it's like a saying I do. Like, and I remember 'cause I mentioned that on one of our early Goose Troop shows. Remember that? How I like say, "Oh, for the love of Pete," because it's like rather than me cursing at work, and that's where I started doing it years and years ago. Because I'm in an
Uh,
office setting, I can't say, "Oh shit," or "Oh fuck." I can't say things like that in an office setting with women and people being offended by whatever you're saying. You know what I mean?
I've,
So I was
I've
just
known
like, oh,
some women that use the F or an adjective, or descriptive, this F and
thank you,
this and
Steve.
F this and whatever. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, go ahead,
All I
Ray.
have to say is, oh snap.
I'm about to say, oh shit, with your with your nonsense. No snap with your nonsense. All right. All right, Cindy. I wanted to do, like I said, we're going to do an hour show today. It's about an hour we're in. Unless you have
Yeah.
anything else that you want to maybe bring up for acts of kindness today on the show. We were just talking about, just kindness, acts of kindness today. Whether you smiled, or whether you bought someone's McDonald's behind you, or whether you sat and talked with someone, or whether someone picked up your change. Right, like you said, someone picked up your change.
Yeah.
You had bumped into a bumper. Completely demolishing the guy's truck, and then you bought chicken for him, and then drove off.
It was nice and bought chicken for him. It's my
Yeah,
act
and
of
then
kindness.
drove off, and then never seen again. Got it.
Never
Got it.
again.
Now, have you ever returned to that chicken place that you bought? Have you
No,
ever?
not since then. Not
No,
since
I
then.
bet not. I bet not. Yeah, I bet
No,
not. I bet not.
no.
I had a
I've been,
little bumper. What do they call those, fender benders? And it really was just a little bump. We were sitting at a stoplight, right? And I was I remember like driving my brother's convertible, I think at the time, and then but nothing happened. Nothing. There was no scratches or anything. But we were sitting at a stoplight, and I had his convertible down, and then like a bee was flying through the freaking at me like this, like right in front of my face. And I was like, ugh. And then my foot went off the brake a little bit, and I bumped her. I just tapped her, because then I quickly did the brake, but I just tapped her a little bit. And she came around, and she was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, ma'am. Are you okay?" I go, "I apologize for that." I go, "But there was a bee that was circling around my face, and I didn't know what to do. I kind of let my foot off the brake a little bit, and I go, "That's why you only felt a little tap." I go, "There's no scratches on your car, none on mine." I said, "So I go, if you want to pull over, we can exchange insurances and what have you." But she's like, "No, it's okay." And then I never heard from that lady again. So that was an extremely act of kindness that she gave me. Like, I mean, she could have had the police come, filled out a report, took me to court and all that nonsense. Had my
Sure.
insurance pay for whatever nonsense, But like again, there wasn't a scratch, there wasn't a mark on either one's car because I wasn't, going fast. I wasn't, and I just really tapped her and I was slammed on the brakes. So, oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know what to do, Cindy. Here, I don't
Which
know.
one are you reading?
What do we do, Cindy? Here I am trying to do a nice show, a nice act of kindness show, and they're giving me
Not
nonsense.
possible. It's not
They're
possible.
giving me nonsense. Oh, not possible. You're right. You're right. Maybe we ought to switch our show, Cindy. Maybe we'll just switch our show. Uh, Christina says Irene showed me an act of kindness
Very
at Christmas
nice.
time. She gifted me an amount of money to help take care of most of Gabriel and Elliot's Christmases. I am so grateful. You know what? That is an extremely act of kindness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those are very generous acts of kindness, I would say, Christina. And you're very fortunate to have someone like Irene in your life
Yeah.
for doing that. Really, truly. I can't, I'm going to leave that up because I think we're going to end the show with that, Cindy. And then like you said, you want to do another hour of trivia. Then we're just going to give a few minutes.
Okay.
We said we're going to
All
do an
right.
hour of Goose Troop, right? And then an hour of trivia. And then, so if
Yeah.
everyone will stay in the room for like what, maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe we'll get situated.
Yeah.
And then get your pen and paper ready, and then we'll go and we'll switch you from Cindy. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Savannah.
Yeah, we'll change you from Cindy to Vanna. Christina says, I am very lucky to have you all in my lives. Well, Christina, I wish we could say the same for you.
Hey, Christina, are you going to put pictures up from Saturday night? I keep looking for them.
Oh, they didn't put any up. They didn't post any. They didn't post any yet. Or
I
no.
haven't seen any.
Okay.
Unless I missed them, but I didn't see any.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Give us about 5-10 minutes. We'll come back with some Goose trivia, and I'll have my Vanna ready, I guess. Are you going to change for this? Are you going to change your wardrobe, Vanna? Are you going to wear a hat? Are you going to change your glasses? Are you going to do up your hair a little bit? Or what do we got going on here, Vanna?
Well, I got a princess tiara maybe I could pull out. Maybe we'll see.
There you go. There you go. All right, give us 5-10 minutes. We'll be back, guys, with trivia. Thanks for joining us today on Goose Troop, where we just spoke of acts of kindness. I guess it wasn't big popular. I don't think this show was popular today, but as I said, Cindy, we're going to change the show this year, right? We spoke about changing the show a little bit, where we have some businesses call in, and when we interview some other people that do podcasts, and we'll change the show a little bit, right? We might even change the name again, too. Correct?
Yeah, we've had this one for a couple minutes. We'll have to get another one, then maybe another one.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed the show today, Cindy. Yeah, we'll just do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know that I did as well. I think it was a good show today that we talked about acts of kindness. And all right, guys, give us 5-10 minutes and we'll be back with Goose's trivia. We'll do probably an hour of that, Vanna. What do you think? Could you go an hour, or do you want to do 45 minutes? Or whatever? All right, Vanna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end the broadcast now. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes. Hope everyone's in the chat room stays with us, and we'll be back with some trivia. You want to start the first of 4 series, or because I got something else in mind? If you don't want to do the first of 4 series of music, otherwise I got something else in mind that'll be fun.
Okay, let's do the fun one.
All right, we'll do that one. All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, my dear, everybody, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back in 5-10 minutes. I'll see you later.